Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the very first episode of Kevin Off Key, the official podcast. My name's Kevin Rich, and I'm your host and founder of Kevin Off Key. First, I want to explain that I created this podcast to make a safe space for all musicians, music industry workers, and fans alike to all come together to learn from one another and to help each other in a healthy environment. This podcast is for anybody and everybody who would like to be a part of that, and for that, thank you. Now, we're going to talk about how every episode is going to play out. Within every episode, there's going to be various topics we discuss that'll involve music in some way, shape, or form. Some topics may include things like struggles of a touring musician, the day-to-day operations of a touring manager, or even someone who simply enjoys listening to music, for example. The topics are going to vary every episode as I'm going to try to keep things new and interesting. I'm also going to be having episodic guests that appear on the podcast to discuss various topics about music, share their experiences and stories, talk about any upcoming or recent projects they may be working on, and finally, our guests will be able to shed some advice to you, the audience, based upon the experiences and stories they've discussed in the episode. Now, there may be a few episodes in between where I do not have a guest on the podcast, but that's okay because I'll explain more. I may occasionally reach out to you all, the audience, and we can vote on some audience-chosen topics, something different that can still allow you all to connect to the podcast in some way. Before these episodes do release, I will post on my website first, and then onto the Kevin Off Key socials, where you can all comment and vote on what topics you want to talk about, and after about a day or two, we'll find out what topic had the most votes, and then go from there. There's going to be more information on this in the future. And every once in a while, I and a fellow guest may do a video podcast episode, whether it be remote or in person. Now, these types of podcast episodes will not be as often as standard audio podcasts, but they will be frequent, so keep that in mind. If you would like to be informed or notified about any Kevin Off Key content, following the Kevin Off Key page on our socials and the official Kevin Rich website are both great for staying completely connected. The Kevin Rich website is the official home for Kevin Off Key and all of my products. Although the other social pages are great for staying connected, the official website is the best place for everything Kevin Off Key. Here, you will get exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and breakdowns of what goes into creating the podcast. You will get first access to all posts, projects, and videos from Kevin Off Key. You will also get first access to any news updates regarding Kevin Off Key services. Are you interested in becoming a guest for an episode of Kevin Off Key? If so, please feel free to message the Kevin Off Key page, my personal page, or email me and I'll get back to you. Now that's going to be all for today, as I just wanted to introduce myself, welcome you all to the Kevin Off Key podcast, and tell you a little bit of what this podcast is all about. Now I will announce when my next episode will release, and I'm so excited because we will have our very first episodic guest on our second episode of Kevin Off Key. Before I go, I just want to remind everyone to stay kind, stay true, and always treat others with respect. After all, the point of this podcast is to create a safe space and healthy environment for everyone. So thanks again for listening, everyone, and I hope to see you guys back here again on the next episode. If you want to hear what the other side of music sounds like, come check out Kevin Off Key, the official podcast.